Yeah, Glow. Yeah, Glow. Glorilla arrested after they found drugs in her home. Check it out.
First at 5 on your news leader, Memphis rapper Glorilla is arrested in Georgia just days before she's set to perform at her Glow Bash at FedEx Forum. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Skurlock.
And I'm Greg Hirsch. She was arrested on drug charges. However, Glorilla's attorney says there's more to the story. WRG's Raven Copeland joins us now live from FedEx Forum. And Raven, fans are wondering if this will impact tomorrow's concert there.
Yeah, Greg and Stephanie, organizers tell WREG that the show will go on. Today, the FedEx Forum tweeted a ticket link for the Glow Bash, and they tweeted that out for people to buy more tickets. They said the tickets are still on sale, and that will happen tomorrow night at the FedEx Forum. Now, as fans prepare for the event, Glorilla, her attorney, and the community are reacting to her arrest in Georgia.
Days before Glorilla is set to headline her inaugural Glow Bash at the FedEx Forum, she was arrested on drug charges in Forsyth County, Georgia. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says this all started in the overnight hours of Saturday, July 20th, when deputies responded to a burglary call at the rapper's home. The police report shows someone in the home fired shots at a group of people who broke in and stole items. The suspects were gone when deputies arrived, and during their investigation, deputies say they smelled illegal drugs. Deputies.
Wait. So somebody broke into her home. They called in order to try to, and called the police in order to deal whatever it is that they got to deal with. And then that's when the Georgia police then said, all right, we smell something inside of the home. Then we got to start investigating. Let me rewind this real quick. Give me a second.
Forsyth County, Georgia. The Forsyth County Sheriff's Office says this all started in the overnight hours of Saturday, July 20th, when deputies responded to a burglary call at the rapper's home. The police report shows someone in the home fired shots at a group of people who broke in and stole items. The suspects were gone when deputies arrived, and during their investigation, deputies say they smelled illegal drugs. Deputies then executed a search warrant and found marijuana inside the master bedroom closet. They charged Glorilla, the homeowner, with felony marijuana possession and possession of Schedule I controlled substance.
If it was anybody else, if it was another Jane Doe, it's just because it's Glorilla, they make a big deal out of it. If it was Lakeisha down the street, it would have been nothing.
Glorilla's attorney, Marissa Goldberg, tells WREG that the rapper was out of town and her family was home at the time of the burglary.
There's a lot to take from this. Let me take what this guy said.
The Jane Doe, it's just because it's Glorilla.
Nah, that's not how it works, big dog. And this is what I keep trying to tell people. That is not how it works. You can't then just automatically say, oh man, if it was just another rapper or if it was just a Jane Doe. That's the whole idea, is that you're not just another Jane Doe. That's the whole idea, is that you're not just another Jane Doe. You can't do the same thing that everybody else do because you are not just another Jane Doe. That's the point. And that's why you got to be careful of even the people that you surround yourself with. That's why you got to be careful of the circle that you keep and the people that you're rocking with, is because you're not just another Jane Doe. You have to do things a little bit differently. That's why you got to keep your circle tighter. Listen. I look at this as a warning for her. Somebody says, nah, you off. Really? So when you get money and you become famous and you have a lot of resources, you could just do the same thing that everybody else does, and you expect to get treated the same way that everybody else does, even when it comes to the police, even when it comes to all of that, right? Nobody said it was fair. Nobody said it was fair. But this is the price of fame. This is the price of money. This is the price of visibility. I'm not off. I'm never off when it comes to this type of thing. No, I'm not off. You have more visibility. You can't move like everybody else move. You can't smoke like everybody else smoke. You can't do the same things that everybody else do. You are now held to a higher standard by society. Is it right? Doesn't matter if it's right or not. This is just the way that it happens. This is the way that it moves. I don't know why this is such a difficult conversation for y'all to have. You can't do the same things that everybody else do. You can't. I know that y'all want to be relatable, but you're not relatable. You're not the same thing that everybody else do. You got to move differently.
They make a big deal out of it. If it was Lakeisha down the street, it would have been nothing.
Glorilla's attorney, Marissa Goldberg, tells WREG that the rapper was out of town and her family was home at the time of the burglary. Your news leader went on Bill Street to hear what people have to say about her arrest.
I think that's the absolutely most craziest thing I've ever heard, because she wasn't there, first and foremost. Second of all, we don't necessarily know what happened in that situation. The robbers could have left it there. Anything could have happened.
She wasn't even there. So how do you know somebody that planted drugs? How do you know somebody in her family that had it? How, it could be anything.
Now, Glorilla was released the same day on a $22,260 bond. And again, she is expected to perform tomorrow night at her Glow Bash at FedEx Forum. Now, she tweeted about her arrest and she said, long story short, my house gets invaded and I'm the only one that gets arrested. Now, Glorilla's attorney says that there have not been any arrest warrants in touch with that home invasion. And she went on to say that Glorilla is a victim, not a suspect.
That's a fact. You're a victim. You 100% are a victim. And you got to be more careful about the place that you live in as far as the state that you in. Yo, she stay in trouble in Georgia. She stay in trouble in Georgia. And it's not even that. I didn't even know that y'all couldn't have trees inside of y'all crib. Y'all can't have trees. Y'all can't bring trees inside of y'all crib in Atlanta. I know it's different in Michigan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of have up to a certain amount and all of that. I didn't know that y'all couldn't have trees inside of Atlanta. Yeah, she caught a DUI there. She catch a lot of stuff there. She always catching the L's inside of Georgia. So, first of all, you got to be careful of the people that you surround yourself with. The second thing is you might have to stop living in Atlanta. And then third, you got to hold yourself to a higher standard. If you know that you catching L's, if you know that you targeted, you know all of that. And I'm pretty sure that this ain't going to be nothing. Like, her lawyers is going to make quick work of this and all of that. But you got to, when you get to a certain level, you have to just move different. You know what I'm saying? Is it fair? Nope. You can't say that she's the culprit when she wasn't even there. Her house is the one that got broken into. And then they do an investigation because they smell trees. Nah. Like, I'm not with it. I don't agree with it. I don't think that she should have been arrested based off of the facts and the information that they given on here. Maybe some more information to come out. That's why you can fight it inside a court. Her lawyers will probably make quick work of it, and it's probably going to amount to nothing. But I would take this, if I was her, I would take this as a warning, and I would move and I would adjust accordingly. I would take this as a warning. I would get people from out of my circle that keep on getting me in certain situations. I would move to where, you know what I'm saying, people couldn't be able to target me in the place that I live at and all of that stuff. I would just look at it as an opportunity to get myself out of this situation. I would look at it as a warning 100%. And if you're looking at it because I don't think that she's necessarily wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that, you can take it and say, oh man, she did this egregious thing. No, I don't think that that's the type of situation it is. But I would just be looking at it and saying, you know what? I got to move a little bit differently. I got to keep a different group of people around me. I might have to get out of this place that I live at because people know where I live and they're able to break in. So, I would just be moving a little differently. I don't think that she did nothing wrong. I don't see no big deal. I know people want to demonize her and go off on her and all of this stuff. And let me also say this. I know that y'all want me to go off on people. I don't know what that is. Like everybody wants me to be, oh man, Anton. I seen somebody was saying that I've been having the wrong take on everything now, especially when it came to like the guy that got the guy that got arrested because the police officer punched him. They said I had the wrong take on that. They say I got the wrong take on a lot of different things. And so people want me to, be a little bit more aggressive like I used to be. They want me to only be and talk about conservative stuff and only have the same perspective and view as the conservatives have. And I know that y'all want me to go off and y'all want me to have that perspective, and to every rapper, because they are a rapper, that they're automatically bad and they automatically need to be held accountable. Nope. It's in the eyes of the law. You should have just pulled over and complied and you wouldn't have got punched in the face. I'm not that. I'm my own person. I'm not going to take a stand or a perspective based off of whatever popular culture is saying just because it's popular culture. And so I know that y'all want me to just automatically demonize it and you don't want me to look at the details and all of that. I can't do that. I just got to give you my honest to God thoughts. I can't do that. Are y'all listening? You justifying excessive force by the police, AD? What? What are you talking about? You're not paying attention? Don't worry about it. I'm not even going to interact with it.